let's jump right into our next session. We focus on bringing the change in waste management from challenge to solution. The first speaker is Laura Megido, PhD, is a researcher at Cogersa with background in chemical and environmental engineering. She has contributed to over 30 R&D projects, including EU-funded initiatives like Plastics. Is a project of the program Horizon Europe, Life in Fusion, and Z-ONA4LIFE. And I don't know the real name. I think it's Z-ONA4LIFE or ZON4LIFE life program. Her work includes 23 scientific publications for patents and international research experience across Europe. Hello, Laura.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
You?
Can you hear me?
Yes,
okay.
We can.
Okay. Thanks. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll start. Thank you for inviting me to join you today. As Gloria mentioned, I am Laura Megido. I'm a researcher at Cogersa, which is a public waste management company located in Asturias, in the north of Spain. And I'm going to present the LIFE project, Z-ONA4LIFE, and how we aim to transform a hazardous industrial waste into a valuable resource, promoting circular economy. To give you some context, the project is titled Aluminum Foundries Circularity via holistic zeolite production for effluent depuration. And it's abbreviated as Z-ONA4LIFE. The letter Z stands for zeolites, and the letters O and A, read as ONA, means good in Basque. So the name might translate as zeolite good for life. The project began in September 2023 and will run for 4 years, ending in 2027. It is co-founded by the European LIFE Programme for the Environment and Climate Action under the Circular Economy and Quality of Life sub-program. Our main objective is to demonstrate at pilot scale that salt slag, a hazardous industrial waste, can be transformed into synthetic zeolite. And we aim to prove that this process is both technically and economically feasible. This zeolite will then be used for gas absorption, for example, flue gas treatment in the aluminum sector, and also wastewater purification. For those less familiar with the aluminum sector and its challenges, here's some background. Aluminum is a lightweight metal with excellent properties: elasticity, thermal and electrical conductivity, corrosion resistance, and low melting point. And it is widely used in construction, aerospace, defense, packaging, medical, and other sectors, making it critical for many industries. Global demand for aluminum is projected to grow by 50% by 2050, reaching over 107 million tons. For this reason, it is considered a critical raw material in the European Union. Circularity in the aluminum sector has advanced significantly, particularly through secondary metallurgy, where scrap aluminum is recycled. Indeed, in Europe, 30% of aluminum supply comes from recycling, which reduces energy consumption by 95% compared to primary production. However, a key challenge remains, which is the waste generation during this recycling process, particularly salt slag. Indeed, about 0.5 tons of salt slag are generated per each ton of aluminum that is produced, with an estimated 26 million tons expected globally by 2027. This salt slag is classified as a hazardous waste in the European Union due to its flammable, irritant, and leachable properties. In fact, both its large quantity and its hazardous nature present serious management challenges worldwide. Given this context, Z-ONA4LIFE focuses on several aspects, several objectives. Improving circularity in the aluminum sector by valorizing salt slag, bridging the gap between lab-scale and industrial-scale valorization, developing a new zero-waste process through byproduct recovery, demonstrating the use of Z-ONA zeolites for effluent treatment, exploring the commercial potential of Z-ONA zeolites, and finally, assessing how project results can influence European policy, legislation, and industrial practices. So why transform salt slag into zeolites? Well, zeolites are essential inorganic materials in the chemical industry due to their porous structure and also ion exchange properties, which make them highly effective in various applications. So in 2021, the global zeolite market was valued around $12 billion and is projected to reach $14 billion by 2026. That is a growing rate of 3% annually. So the synthetic zeolite market reached $5.9 billion in 2023, driven mainly by the demand from detergent and absorbent manufacturers. So given this data and its relevance, we need to know more about this salt slag. Well, this salt slag is rich in aluminum oxide with around 40 to 50% in content, which makes it a promising raw material for this zeolite production. And to achieve the required composition, we need to combine it with other industrial waste rich in silicon, so that we can also create industrial symbiosis between two sectors, aligning with European priorities. In a nutshell, Z-ONA aims to close the loop between waste generation, treatment, and reuse by converting hazardous waste into value-added materials like zeolites and integrating them into real-world application. And this is made possible by a multidisciplinary consortium of partners. CSIC, with scientific expertise in zeolite synthesis and pollutant removal. Alusigma, a secondary aluminum producer directly involved in circularity. Inderen, with expertise in engineering design and installation of pilot plants. Ferrosadin, with experience in metallurgical waste recovery. Compla, focused on software and digital communication. Trusted, expert in market analysis and communication strategies. And finally, Cogersa, the company I work for, which is, as I mentioned before, a public company focused on waste management. Some data about Cogersa. Cogersa is a public company but belongs to a consortium. It's a public waste management consortium in Asturias, which is constituted by the regional government of Asturias and all the municipalities, the 78 municipalities. And for instance, in 2024, we managed over 872,000 tons of waste, of which 47% was municipal waste, but 15% was industrial waste. And this is possible because we have an integrated center of around 4 square kilometers inside. And here we have many types of facilities in which we can manage all types of waste, except radioactive and explosive. We have several treatment plants, 3 landfills, non-hazardous for non-hazardous waste, for hazardous waste, and for inner waste. And also an R&D area that we call the Open Lab. In this Open Lab area, which you are seeing a photograph in the slide, we will host a pilot plant. It's a pilot absorption treatment unit in which we will test these Z-ONA zeolites for wastewater purification. And the target is the leachate that is generated in the non-hazardous landfill. But also we can treat other kind of wastewater that we have inside our wastewater center. We are currently testing Z-ONA zeolites for treating ultrafiltration permeates from another LIFE project. What you see in the photograph is a pilot plant from the project Life Infusion. And these permeates are produced after being stripped and being ultrafiltrated in different equipment that they have in the pilot plants. But also, we want to test Z-ONA zeolites for purification of gas streams. For example, at Alucisma's aluminum ingot plant, we can control the composition of these gases before being released into the atmosphere. Although odor control was not part of Z-ONA original focus, we've seen that is growing interest, scientific interest in using zeolites for this purpose, including synthetic ones. So if there is potential for collaboration in this direction, we'd definitely be happy to keep in touch with the Abate team or others that will be interested. And we want to obtain our objectives in the project because achieving the goals of Z-ONA means contributing to different European strategies, such as Circular Economy Action Plan, the European Industrial Strategy, the Waste Framework Directive, the Sustainable Development Goals, and the European Green Deal. So a key environmental strategy is to transform waste into valuable materials for industrial reuse, supporting sustainability and innovation. I hope this fast overview has given you a clear understanding of goals and the significance of the Z-ONA project. And I warmly invite you to join us on June 19th, when we will be hosting a hybrid event as part also of the Green Week. And you can find more information and register using the link that is showing now on the slide. And thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Laura.
With the support of the European Union's LIFE program,